Yo, what up, everybody? It's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur. And on this channel, what we do is we help real estate investors and entrepreneurs create time and freedom through proven real estate investing strategies. As you guys know, I started a series called Starting from Scratch with my nephew, Zadik, who's 20 years old, and he wanted to get started in real estate. So this is episode number 4 of Starting from Scratch. And in this particular video, I really wanted to role play with Zadik, as I mentioned in our previous video, episode number 3. And the reason why I wanted to role play is for him to get familiar with the script. I want you guys to understand something. Look, when it comes to sales, you ask anybody who's doing anything in sales, anybody putting up big numbers, they all have a script, whether they have it written down or not. It may be in their head like it is in mine, but everything is scripted. And if you don't have a script, then you don't have a plan to follow and you're going to end up nowhere. Trust me, you're not going to be good without a script. So in this video, I wanted to discuss the importance of a script and why I want him to practice the script as much as possible. And yes, whether you like it or not, real estate wholesaling, real estate investing, real estate anything is all sales. So let's go ahead and jump into this content. All right, so today what we're going to do is go through the script that I want you to use to call property owners. And in addition to that, we're going to do a little bit of role playing where I'm going to be the householder. You're going to be the investor. And I just want to hear how you're going to handle certain objections on the phone with the seller. So as you go through the script, what we're going to do is I'm going to stop you, correct you, things like that, just to make you better on the phone. Afterwards, I know you got about 11 phone numbers to call. What I want you to do is I want you to call everybody up before our next call. Ideally, I really want you to get to that 20 to 25 a week, like we mentioned in the last call. So just really make it your business to find as many of these as possible. And this is just step number 1. I'm going to show you some other ways that you can find some leads and really start scaling things. I know that you have decent credit. Most people that's watching this may have fair credit. Some people have bad credit. Some people have good credit. But I'm going to show you how you can get access to funding and all of that stuff to be able to really start getting these deals put together. Another thing, I know that you got a couple of team members that you're going to be bringing on board. So maybe in our next call, we'll have a conference call with your team members. That's important because everybody needs to play a part if you're going to have a team effort. Everybody needs to play their role. So we'll talk about what roles and responsibilities your team members are going to have on our next call. So today, again, let's just focus on getting through the script over the next few minutes. I'm going to guide you through the script first, then we're going to practice it a little bit, and then we'll call it a day on this particular video. All right, so let me just share my screen with you real quick. Hold on a second. All right, so as you can see, we're actually here in my Google Drive folder. This is for my particular company. And there's a couple of things that I want to focus on. It's going to be this property information sheet that you see right here, which you should have a copy of already. Then if we scroll down, it's going to be a cold call intro script right here. We also have a callback. This is more for direct mail. So let's say you were to send out a postcard or a letter to somebody, you would use this script, the callback intro script. But for what you're doing right now, we're going to focus on a cold call intro script. So let's go through it real quick. It basically, well, let me open up the, got that one open, and let me open this one up as well. So basically it says, hi, this is, hey, Mark, this is Jamel. How are you today? Great. I'm calling because my company buys houses in the local area. And we noticed that you own a property located at 123 Main Street. Is that correct? Perfect. The reason we're calling is because we're currently interested in purchasing properties in that area and wanted to know if you were interested in selling. If yes, then you're going to say this. Okay, would you mind telling me a little bit about the property? And then you're going to go right into the sheet right here, the property information sheet. I spoke about, this one right here. All right. If no, then you're gonna say, well, I definitely appreciate that. Would you mind if we keep in touch with you? And then you're gonna add them to a direct mail list or a text message list or something like that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if they say yes to you being able to keep in touch with them, you're simply gonna say you're basically gonna keep marketing to them as usual. If they say that you can't, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna add them to a do not call mailing list. And we're not gonna send them to yellow letters complete anymore, because I created my own software for this. But you're simply gonna remove them from the list, so that you don't market to them anymore. All right.
Okay.
Because if no, then add them to the do not call list, and add them to the do not call list for removal right there. All right. So again, real simple introduction. Hey, John, this is Jamel. How are you today? Great. I'm calling because my company buys houses in a local area. We noticed that you own a property located at 123 Main Street. Wanted to see if, is that correct? Perfect. The reason we're calling is because we're currently interested in purchasing properties in that area and wanted to know if you were interested in selling. If yes, then you proceed into the property questionnaire, which is basically by saying, could you tell me a little bit about the property? The reason why you want to ask them if they could tell you a little bit about the property is because that's a pretty open-ended question. You just want to get the conversation started, right? It's not specific. If no, say, I appreciate that. Would you mind if we keep in touch? If yes, then you keep marketing to them as usual. If no, then you just simply add them to the do not call list. All right. So that's pretty cut and dry. You have any questions about that?
No yet.
All right, cool. So that's pretty cut and dry. Now, once you say, could you tell me a little bit about the property? You're going to go right over to this sheet right here. You have their basic information already. So you could kind of skip this section right here where it's contact information, because you have it already. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So again, you could kind of skip this part right here because you already have the information, right? But what I want you to do is start right here. So when you say, tell me a little bit about yourself, or tell me a little bit about the property, you're gonna go right into the property description. So they might ask something like, what would you like to know? And you can say, well, tell me about the property itself. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what's the size of the property, things like that, right? And then you just simply go through this, man. And what you're doing is you're warming them up by having them talk about the property. Then you're going to start getting a little more personal with the questions that you're asking, right? So if you notice right here, I'm asking for the address, right? You already have the address because you mentioned it. You say, hey, so I see the properties on 123 Main Street. Could you tell me, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms does it have? What's the square footage? How much land is it sitting on, the lot size, right? I didn't notice a garage there, or I did notice a garage there. Is it a 1-car, 2-car? How many parking spaces do you have? Does it have a basement? Single family property, obviously, or multi-unit based off of what you're able to pull. Construction, you could this is stuff that you really don't have to ask because you could kind of tell by the pictures. But then you say, look, if you were to sell today, what price would you be asking for that particular property? And then what's the least you'll take for a cash offer? Is that the best you can do? The reason you want to say, is that the best you can do, no matter what they say, right? The asking price might be $90,000. What's the least you'll take might be $80,000. Is that the best you can do is another question. And it's all in how you ask this question that makes them come down on the price even more. So essentially what you're doing is you're getting them to drop the price by asking questions. right? Some of them will drop, some of them won't. If you see that somebody's dropping in price, so let's say it goes from 80 to 80, say it goes from 90,000 to 85,000 to 83,000, then you probably got somebody that's motivated, and it'll probably take less than what they say that their lowest price is, right?
So would you then keep asking them questions to see if they will lower more?
No, I'll just leave it at that, because then we're gonna make an offer, at that point. Because then, what do they think the house would appraise for in the current condition? You're just getting a general idea of what they know about the property, or what they think the house is worth, right? How did you come up with your asking price? Is there a reason you're asking for, let's say, $85,000? How much work does it need? Just throw me in the ballpark, right? One thing I like to do, I actually eliminated this. One thing that I like to do is I like to ask them to throw me on a sliding scale. So what that means is, how much work would you say the property needs, Mr. Seller? 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. Where would you say your property falls in? Right. So a 1 would means that the property needs a ton of work. A 5 means that it needs like little to no work. 2, 3, and 4, you got to adjust accordingly. And I'll explain, so basically a 1, the way we work it in my business, a 1 basically means that it's a gut job. A 2 means that it needs a significant amount of work. A 3 basically means that the property is in moderate shape. A 4 needs, it needs some TLC, and a 5, it doesn't really need that much work. So anything between a 1 and a 2, we're taking the square footage and we're estimating between, $25 and $30 or more per square foot, right? A 2 basically means that it needs somewhere between $20 and $25. A 3, 15 to 20. A 4, 10 to 15, and then a 5, less than $10. Right. And I'll show you that, I might be talking over your head with that right now, but I'll show you how we work those numbers once we cross that bridge. That's easy to do. Don't let that confuse you. All right. Then you're going to find out if the property is vacant. Why are they selling? This is probably one of the most important questions you ask. Why are you selling? Why did you decide to sell? How soon do you need to sell? That's going to tell you if they're serious right now or if they need some time. And then you're going to start getting into the mortgage information. Most people don't really want to give this information up, but there's some things that you can say in order to get them to appreciate why you need this information. Well, Mr. Seller, I don't really want to give you that information. Well, I totally understand that, Mr. Seller. Here's the deal. The reason I need this information is because I want to make you the fairest offer possible, right? And in order for me to make you the fairest offer possible, I just want to get all the facts straight, because I may be able to offer you more money versus, a lower amount based off of the condition of the property, if we can work something out in a different way. So by me having all of this information, I can really be able to help you get the best offer possible on a property. That's just to give you an example, right? So, and then will you sell the house for what you owe on it, right? I wouldn't ask this question if there's no mortgage on the property. Even though when I was living in Pennsylvania, I had people give me houses for free. I had land given to me for free. I've had, all kinds of property given to me for free. I won't ask that question because that could be an insult to the seller. But if there is a mortgage, let's say that there's a $50,000 mortgage, they just want to get out of the property. Hey, would you sell the house for what you owe on it? Right. And then would you consider a lease purchase or owner financing if that was an option with us? So that allows you to create some type of hybrid deal, like a creative real estate type of deal. All right.
Okay.
So those are basically the questions. No matter what, as you're talking to the seller, the last thing you're going to say is, okay, we're going to need to review this information with my business partner, which is basically me. And we'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. All right.
Okay.
So let's practice this a little bit. So I'm gonna do it first. And you may not know what to say, but just try your best. Just act like you have a property for sale, right?
Okay.
You think about it like this: you ever sold something to somebody?
Yeah.
All right. So put yourself in that mindset, but instead of whatever that something was, make it a house. Okay.
Okay.
So when you're describing a house, describe the house that you live in right now. You understand what I'm saying? Keep it
Yes, sir.
simple. Don't overcomplicate it. It's easy. All right. So, hey, Zadig, this is Jamel. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, great. I'm calling because my company buys houses in a local area, and we noticed that you own a property at 123 Main Street. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Perfect, perfect. The reason we're calling is because we're currently interested in purchasing properties in that area and wanted to see if you were interested in possibly selling that property at 123 Main Street.
Yes, I would.
You are? Okay. Well, would you mind telling me a little bit about the property?
Yes, I would. I have a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath, 1,800 square feet.
Okay. And how much?
No garage.
No garage? Okay. So
Yeah, no.
is there off-street parking, or can you park on like a driveway or something like that?
Off-street parking.
Off-street parking. Okay, perfect. And does the property have a basement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is it finished or is it an unfinished basement?
Unfinished.
Unfinished basement. Okay. And I'm guessing that's a single family property. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So obviously you didn't wake up this morning saying, hey, I want to sell this house today. And you weren't expecting my phone call either. If you were to sell today, what would be your asking price?
Maybe 45,000.
45,000. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I were to make you a cash offer, let's say I came to you today and I said, hey, I have a bag of cash. How much needs to be in that bag in order for us to be able to close this deal today? What's the least you're willing to take?
Probably 35.
35,000. Is that really the best you can do?
Maybe 30.
30,000. Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate that. Obviously, judging on the age of the property, I'm assuming it needs some work. What do you think the house would appraise for in the current condition?
Maybe 24.
24,000. Okay.
Yes,
So that's
sir.
what you think it's actually worth right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're asking 35,000, but you feel like it's worth about 24,000?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. So how did you come up with that asking price? Just out of curiosity.
The work that needs to get done.
Okay.
I'll fix it before it gets sold.
Okay, I got you. So you're saying that in the current condition, it is worth about 24,000, but if you put some work into it, you feel like it's worth more?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you feel like it'll be worth if it was completely fixed up?
Probably about 40,000, 45,000.
40 to 45,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Now, obviously, you're putting work into the property. What type of work were you planning on doing? What do you think is going to make the improvements to the property to make it better?
We're gonna do a little remodelization to the bathrooms and the kitchen. Repainting. Floors need a little bit of work.
Okay.
Some of the walls need a little bit of work. Got to repatch some of them.
Okay.
That's about it.
But overall, is the property livable or you can't live in it?
No, it's livable.
It's livable. Okay. Sounds good. Now, obviously, while we're on this topic of, how much work the property needs, just a really quick question for you. If you had to rate the property between a 1 and a 5, 1 being worst condition ever, meaning it needs a gut job, and 5 meaning the property needs very little work, what would you rate the property? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
2, 3.
A 3?
2.
A two? Okay, so
Yeah,
you're saying that the property needs a fair amount of work then, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Now, is it currently vacant or is it occupied at the moment?
Occupied.
It's occupied. So somebody's living in there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you currently renting it, or are you staying there, or is it
I'm
rented?
staying.
Okay, I got you. What do you feel like it can rent for?
Um, Probably 800 a month.
800 a month. Okay, I appreciate that. Now, again, you weren't expecting my phone call today. Just to get a little more information, just from my knowledge. Obviously, this is a property that you express some type of interest in selling. Why would you sell today? Like, why are you looking to sell?
Looking to get out the area.
Looking to get out the area. Okay, so this is your personal residence then, and you're just looking to sell it, right?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Now, how soon do you need to get out of the area?
Probably like another couple, 2, 3 months.
2 or 3 months. Okay. But are you ready? If I made you an offer today, would you be ready to sell now, or did you want to wait
Yes.
another 2 or 3 months?
I'd be ready to sell now.
Okay, perfect. Now, just for my knowledge, I want to make you the best offer possible, right? Something that I think is fair for you, fair for me, and everybody wins, right? We all like win-win situations, right?
Yes,
Um,
sir.
is there a mortgage on the property right now? Are you paying monthly?
No.
So it's free and clear?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So with that being said, would you consider a lease purchase or owner financing if that was an option with us?
Yes.
You would? Okay. Well, let me review this information. I'll get back to you within the next 24 to 48 hours with the best offer that we can come up with. I just want to talk to my business partners, and then I'll give you a call back. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right. Thank you very much. You have a good one.
You too. So basically, that was like a real motivated seller right there. Most people are not going to be that way, but the ones that do sound similar to that, you got yourself a deal. All right. So now just be a little harder with the information, right? I'm gonna go ahead and start the script all over, but now you don't be as motivated to sell. Okay.
Okay.
Hey Zadik, this is Jamel. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I'm doing all right. Thank you. I'm calling because my company buys houses in the local area, and we noticed that you own a property at 123 Main Street. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect, perfect. The reason I'm calling is because we're currently looking for houses in that particular area, and just wanted to see if you were interested in selling.
Uh, I might be.
Okay, that's fair. Well, obviously, I would like to get a little more information on the property. Would you mind telling me a little bit about it?
I have a 4 bedroom.
Four
Uh,
bed. Mhm.
yeah, 2 bath.
Okay.
Uh, 2,300 square feet. 2 car garage. Finished basement.
Okay. Single family or duplex? What's the makeup of the property?
It's a
Multi-unit,
single family.
single family. Perfect. Now, obviously, you weren't expecting my call today. You said you might be interested in selling. So, if you were to sell today, what would you be asking for it?
About 60,000.
60,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I were to make you a cash offer, I came to you and I said, "Hey, Zadik, I got this. I got a bag of cash for you right here. What's the least amount that needs to be in that bag in order for us to close this deal as quickly as possible?"
55,000.
55,000. Is that the best you can do?
Yes.
Okay, so $55,000 sounds good. Now, what do you think the house is worth in the current condition that it's in?
Uh, 55,000.
55,000. Okay, and obviously the asking price reflects that. Is that how you came up with the asking price? How did you come up with it?
Uh, that's how. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
How did you come up with the asking price? Just out of curiosity.
How based on how well, how finished the house is.
Okay, sounds good. So you saying that you would take 55 grand and you feel like it's worth about 55 grand, and that's fair enough. So based on the condition of the house, right? Looking at it from a sliding scale, if you were to rate the house from a 1 to a 5, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, as far as condition, what would you say that the house? What number does the house fall in?
A 5.
A 5. So you're saying the house is in excellent shape at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it vacant or are you currently renting or are you living there?
It's vacant.
It's vacant. Okay. So no one's, how long has it been vacant, by the way?
2 months.
2 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Were you renting it before or were you living there? Did you move?
I was renting it.
You was renting it. Okay. Don't mind me asking, what were you getting for rent on this house?
1,500 a month.
1,500 a month. Okay. Perfect. And obviously, again, you weren't expecting me to call today, but why would you sell today? Like, you agreed that you might be interested in selling. Why are you looking to sell?
I'm not really looking to sell. I just want to hear your offer.
Okay. You just want to hear my offer. Okay. Well, at the beginning of the call, you did mention that you might be. So I definitely appreciate you taking the time to at least entertain this conversation. With that being said, if you were to able to get close to that 55,000 today, would you sell?
Nah,
You wouldn't sell? Is that
no.
what you're saying? Okay. So
Yeah,
you're not really interested in selling today.
no,
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate that. Will you be interested in selling sometime in the near future?
maybe.
Okay. Would you mind if I keep in touch with you?
Yes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So I'll do that, and I'll take note of what we talked about today, and I'll reach out to you maybe in a month or so. Will
Okay.
you be ready to sell then?
Possibly.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I definitely appreciate the time, and I'll look forward to talking with you soon.
All right. Thank you. You as well.
So somebody like that, I would 100% like, because basically you told me you was ready. It was possible.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like you were wasting my time. So I'm getting off the phone. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
If there's like no level of motivation to sell right now, I'm just looking to follow up with you later on. Okay. But you got to just listen to the conversation and kind of gauge it from there. All right.
Okay.
So now why don't you give it a try? Why don't you do a little bit of role playing? I'm going to be the householder and I'm going to give you some real life examples now. I'll be the householder. You're going to be the investor. Just follow the script. All right.
Okay. All right. Hi, Jamel. This is Zadiq. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you? How can I help
I'm
you?
great. I'm great. I'm calling because my company buys houses in the local area, and we noticed that you own a property at 123 Main Street. Is that correct?
Yes, that is. What's going on with the
Perfect.
property? Is everything all right?
Yes. The reason we're calling is because yes. Would you mind hold on, I messed up.
No, that's fine, man. This is why you gotta know the script. You know what I'm saying? Just take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time. That's why I don't want you to get on the phone yet until, you should be able to notice within 2 to 3 days, right? So
Okay.
that's going to be your assignment, by the way. I want you to really go through the script, get familiar with the script,
Okay.
know what you're going to say. Like if you notice when I was reading this, I'm just taking my time while I'm reading it. But really, I started going off the script. I started asking questions that wasn't even in the script, right?
Yeah.
It's because I know the script. I wrote this, right? So I know what to ask. You want to be so good at the script. Like you should be like role playing with Vanessa. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You want to know this stuff so well that you don't even have to look at it and you can ask whatever you want and make it more of a conversation versus a questionnaire. That's what this is. This is a conversation, right? And you don't want to interrogate the seller. You want the seller to feel good about what you're doing. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So let's take that from the top one good time. All right.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. Hi, Jamel. This is Zadik. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. What's up? How can I help you?
Great. I'm calling because my company buys houses in the local area, and we noticed you own a property located at 123 Main Street. Is that correct?
That is correct. What's going on with the property? Is everything all right with it?
Perfect. Yes. The reason we're calling is because we're currently interested in purchasing properties in that area. We want to know if you're interested in selling.
All right. So stop right there. You see how I just asked you a question, but you stuck to the script? Be more human. I said, what's going on with the property? Is everything all right with it? You totally avoided it and you went right into the script. Be human, right? So if I ask you a question, what do you naturally want to do?
Answer it.
You want to answer the question. So how would you answer that?
Yes, the property is okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, everything is all right with the property. But I was calling you because,
okay,
you know what I mean? Something like that. Just be yourself, man. Be natural. Don't be nervous. All right? Just be yourself. Let's take it from the top.
Okay. Hi, Jamel. This is Zadik. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. What's up, Zadik?
I'm great. I'm calling because my company buys houses in the local area, and we noticed that you own a property located at 123 Main Street. Is that correct?
That is correct. What's up?
The reason we're calling is because we're currently interested in purchasing properties in the area, and we'd like to know if you're interested in selling.
I might be. It depends. You know, let's talk. What's up? What do you got?
Okay. Would you mind telling me a little bit about the property?
Sure. So that property there, I own multiple properties, by the way, but that one is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath property. Obviously, if you've seen it, it's a ranch style home, 1 level. It has an attached garage. It's in pretty good shape. What else would you like to know?
Okay. What's the square footage?
Okay, square footage is around 1,300 square feet, give and take.
And if you would sell today, what would you sell? How much would you sell it for?
That depends, man. Just make me an offer. So I'm gonna stop you right there. The best thing for you to do right now, you know, I kind of mentioned this on the last call, get familiar with the script. I don't feel like you know the script well enough at all, right? So I wouldn't even want to get you on the phone because you're going to waste leads, right? You got to know these questions, right? So another thing, if somebody says that depends on how much you want to offer, you know, what would you say to something like that? Just put it in your own words. What would you say? And then I'll tell you what I would say.
I'll ask them on the condition of the house. Well,
let me get a little. Okay, I would say, well, let me get a little more information on that. We'll discuss the numbers in just a minute. Okay. You know what I mean? Something like that. All right. So just know the script. I got a video up on YouTube. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. It's a video. It's called Seller Script or something like that. Let me just see where it is. It's a video. Just moving this over a little bit on my channel. Let me just pause. Right, so I get a lot of questions from a lot. If you go to my playlist, well, not my playlist, go to my videos. You got to scroll down a little bit. If I just search for it right here, just put seller, right? Right here, seller script review. Watch this video right here, seller script review. All right. Watch that video. Familiarize yourself with this sheet because it's the same exact sheet that we're going through right now, right here. Okay. I review it in this video. I need you to really get familiar with these questions. And next time, we're going to get on the phone and talk to those sellers.
So I'm going to expect you to really know what you're talking about. You're not going to be an expert, right? It took me years to really become an expert at this. But I might make a couple calls. If I get somebody on the line, you can listen. But then I want you to make a couple calls. All right. So you got to step outside of your comfort zone. The only way that you're going to be comfortable outside of your comfort zone is to know what you're talking about. Right. This is not hard. I laid it all out for you. You got the intro. You know exactly what to say. You should be able to say this intro without even looking at it. Right. And then you should know what you're going to ask next without even looking at it. All right. Another thing I want you to keep in mind is when you're going through this script, I really want you to take notes. So I haven't seen you with a piece of paper or a pen or nothing.
I don't know, right here.
Got it. As you're talking to the seller, you need to be writing everything they say down. Right. So matter of fact, why don't we make a call or two? You got 11. You know what? Let's save that for the next call. Right.
Okay.
For now, focus on role playing with Vanessa. Watch that video. Both of y'all watch that video. Right. Role play with Vanessa. I also got a couple other videos. If you want to really listen to some conversation, you see this one right here?
Yeah.
Live call with motivated seller. So when you go to my page, you just type in seller in the search bar right here. You see it?
Yeah.
That seller right there. You'll be able to pull up this conversation I had with a motivated seller. I go through the script right here. I got a couple of them. I got a couple of videos I actually had live calls with motivated sellers. This is one actually sign a contract with a motivated seller. So you might want to watch this to see how that conversation went as well. Right.
Okay.
Let me just see if I got another one here. I know for a fact I got several calls with motivated sellers on my page. I'm just looking through it to see if there's any others. So basically just go through it, and there's another video that I had with a motivated seller, how to negotiate seller finance, and that's not it. I was actually talking to this guy right here. You can watch this video. This is a motivated seller for 40 properties that I did. And this one right here, another one, right? Live call with motivated seller. So watch this one here. Watch this one where I'm actually sitting down with the seller.
Okay.
Watch this one where I go through the script.
Review.
Watch this one where I'm negotiating a land deal. And then also watch this one right here where it says how to get motivated sellers to sign contracts. Right? Watch all of those videos. Really pay attention to how I'm handling those conversations. Really pay attention to them. So you're going to study this stuff. Right? If you got to watch it more than once, watch it more than once. But the whole point is I need you to get familiar with how to handle these conversations. And the only way to get familiar with how to handle these conversations is to know the script. If you know the script, you're not going to have any issues. And you're going to notice a lot of similarities between the script and what I'm actually saying to the seller. Okay. All right. So that's the homework assignment. And we're going to take it from there. All right. So get back on my schedule, like schedule another call so that we can get some of these sellers on the phone. But for now, role play with your girlfriend, with your friends, or whoever's going to be joining the team. Role play. You need to be an expert by the end of the week with that script. You should know it. Say it 1,000 times to yourself if you have to. All right. But just know the whole point is to know the information. If you know the information, if you know what you're going to ask, then being on the phone with the seller is going to be easy. They can say whatever they want. And your goal is to address the question or address what they say, but then go right back to the script. So when I said, is everything right all right with the property? You didn't address my question. You just went right back into the script. You want to address it. Yeah, I think, yeah, everything is all right with the property. That's not why I'm calling. But while I do have you, we do purchase properties in the area, and we're just calling to see if you were interested in selling it. You see how I handled that?
Mm-hmm.
The only way that you're going to be able to do that is to be human, be natural, and you'll be fine. All right. And you're going to get better and better. I'm not expecting you to be like the best call guy, the best on the phone by the end of the week. I expect you to know the script though. Right. Okay. And the more you do this, the easier it's going to get. The more conversations you have with a seller, the easier it's going to get. But for now, know what you're going to ask. It's all there. You got the intro and you got the questions. The groundwork is laid for you. You just got to know what you're talking about. You got to know what this is. All right. So let's leave it at that. And I'm going to talk to you on the next one. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'm going to holler at you later.
I'll be later.
All right.
All right. So there you guys have it. I gave Zadik the instructions for this particular week. What I want him to do is practice the script, become an expert on the script. Again, the entire game is scripted. Movies are scripted. TV shows are scripted. These things do millions of dollars. Everything you can think of that's doing significant numbers is scripted. And there's no difference in sales. And like I said, whether you like it or not, real estate is sales. With Zadik, I gave him his assignment. I want him to get familiar with the script. And I got a gift for you guys today. I'm going to give you the same exact script that I gave Zadik. So all you got to do is check the description box for the link, and you'll be able to download it as well. Make sure you practice this script. Make sure you ask these questions in a way that gets the seller to like you, and you're going to be turning up these deals in no time as well. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, share this video with your family and friends, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.